Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin today, guys. All right, so I think the main thing I want to focus on, I'm on the 1 hour time frame. Let's look at the daily time frame, and this is the main thing I want to focus on is the moving average. And can we break above the 9 moving average? Let's go ahead and delete these trend lines. We'll come back to these after I'm done. That was on the 1 hour time frame. I was looking at these trends. So the main thing that I want to talk about today is this moving average. So we're looking at this blue line right here, the 9 moving average. When we break below the 9 moving average, get resistance, pushes us to the downside. When we're on top of the moving average, when we break above it, like right here, we get a nice move to the upside. Sometimes we get support on it and it pushes us up. Example, over here we broke above it, and ever since then we were kind of getting support on it and it pushed us to the upside. So basically, if we are above the 9 moving average, like over here, then it's a chance that we're going to move up like we did in these two spots, or over here. When we're below it, good chance that we're going to get resistance and get pushed to the downside. What I've been talking about in the last, I don't know if it was the last video or it's been a couple videos that I've been saying ever since we broke below it right here. I've been saying we're below it, and that's a bearish signal, and it gives us resistance and pushes us to the downside. If we can break above it, then that's when it's going to start. At least we're going to get maybe a pop to the upside. So, and the other thing that I was talking about is like when it was over here, what I wanted to see us do is kind of go down and start going sideways, and then so that way we can break through the moving average going sideways, as opposed to it being on top of us and having us have to break through it like a roof. Like on the top, it's like a roof, as opposed to breaking through it like a wall. And look at what's happening right now. We're getting support on the limit order that I had, that target of .248. Check out where we're getting support, right around that Fibonacci retracement level. I get these Fibonacci retracement levels when we have a big, huge run. Then we start having trouble and start pushing to the downside. I get the Fibonacci retracement tool, drag from the bottom of the run to the top of the run. Basically, when we think we're kind of topping out, we get that Fibonacci retracement tool and we drag from the bottom to the top, and then that gives us levels to watch. These levels act as support and resistance, and we can trade off them. Right here, I bought that, sold that, bought that, sold that, bought that. And that's just because based off those Fibonacci retracement levels. Like I don't know if you guys, if you're new here, then you probably don't know, but we had this big, huge run. We started having trouble up here. I took profits at around, what was it, .415, I think it was. And then we went to the downside, and I started dollar cost averaging in those Fibonacci retracement levels. The latest one I was talking about was my target of .248, which is the 61%. So we came down, we hit that limit order, and look where we're getting support, right on that level. And check it out, we're going sideways. We are the 9 moving average has had a chance to come down and catch up with us down here. I'm not saying that we're guaranteed to break this 9 moving average going to the upside and get a pop, but I do like the chances now that the 9 moving average is more closer to the price than it was like in this area. Or I don't know if you go back and watch the other videos I've been talking about this a little bit here and there, is like the 9 moving average was like up here or something when we were in these areas, and I was thinking like it's kind of far away from us right now. Right now we're really close to it, and it looks like we almost are maybe even testing it. We're kind of bouncing up, and we're getting like kind of resistance, not exactly on the 9 moving average, but kind of close to it, and it looks like we're testing it right now. Also, if you check it out, we have the 180 moving average, and that looks like it might be another thing that might be giving us some support in this area as well. So basically, let's see if we can go sideways. Let's see if we could break this 9 moving average going to the upside. Then that will be a bullish signal, in my opinion. We're also looking at this resistance giving us this trend line going to the downside, this white line. Let's go ahead and pull this one down a little bit more, and let's readjust this. I think I was looking at this on the 1 hour or 4 hour. But if we could break this trend line going to the upside, that would also be a bullish signal. And we're looking at this on the daily time frame. So this 9 moving average on the daily time frame, in my opinion, is pretty strong signals, or it's something strong to look at. Compared to like the lower time frames. And like I said at the beginning, we'll go ahead and take a look at the 1 hour time frame and look at the smaller trends that we're kind of been forming and formed in the meantime. But that's the main thing that I wanted to kind of stress in this video is this 9 moving average. We're testing it. It looks like we're getting really close to it. I think if we could break it, then that might be a bullish signal. If we could break that trend line, bullish signal. If we could hold support right here, which we are, that looks like a good sign in my opinion. Like I said, I bought over here. And I added a little bit the other day when I thought we were popping off, but I still think if we can hold support right here and push to the upside, my next target would be right here. And if we break this trend line, we might even be looking at some of these higher ones. Like I was talking about, these lines, these Fibonacci retracement levels, they act as support and resistance. So it's not impossible for us to do something like this, then pop to the upside. If we break this one, the next one that I'll be looking at is the next one up. So these levels, this one that I just had a target on, a limit order on, is .248. The next one going up is .294, and the next one above that is .339. The one after that is .394. The top, let's see, what's the top right here, is around .484. So let's say we did start moving to the upside. The next target would be the next one, and I'd be looking to see if we got rejected on there or we get resistance pushing us to the downside, or if we can shoot above it and then start heading to the next one. I like watching the trends. Just like we're watching this downtrend right here, if we start moving up, I'll watch the uptrend. And by uptrend, I mean, okay, so a downtrend, let's go ahead and define uptrend and downtrend. A downtrend is when we're getting lower highs and lower lows. See how we're getting higher highs or lower lows and lower lows and lower highs? That is a downtrend. When we start moving to the upside, then we should, by definition, it would be higher highs and higher lows, something like that. So the higher lows, higher highs, something like that. Not guaranteed, but that's basically the definition. So like I was saying, if we start trending up, I'll be watching the bottoms for that downtrend. And if we break that, then that's when I would start looking at the next one going down. So, okay, let's say we do something like this, boom, and then we hit this target. Like I was saying, if we can hold support right here, the next line that I'll be targeting is .294. If we start getting resistance right there and start pushing down, and then we formed an uptrend, something like this, and we start breaking it, that is going to be my signal to sell and put a limit order down here. It's not, trend lines aren't always perfect, but this is kind of what I'd be looking at. Also, we have a downtrend. If we break that, then that might be, I don't know. You have to I've been trying to accumulate more than anything. So it's hard to, if we do start popping off after breaking an uptrend, a big downtrend like that, I might try to give it more of a chance than, like, let's say we hit right here and then we start trending down a little bit. I kind of want to give it a little chance before I actually do sell. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's go back to the 1 hour time frame and we'll take a look at the other things that I've been watching. So we've had a couple downtrends. Like we had one right here, and then we broke it going to the upside, and then I moved the trend line, maybe something like that, and then we broke it again, and then we had maybe like an uptrend like this, and then we broke that going to the downside. So right now, let's just kind of start from scratch again, or let's kind of use the most recent price action to get what I was looking at the beginning of the video. We kind of have a bottom right here. It almost looks like maybe a double bottom, maybe a little bit, which could be a reversal pattern. And then we also have maybe this downtrend. I don't know, maybe something like this where we have these two tops like this. This is probably the most recent pattern on the 1 hour time frame that I'm looking at. If we break this bottom going to the downside, then I'll get more confident on us pushing to the downside. And actually the other day when we started pushing, or when we started breaking this Fibonacci retracement level, this .248, because we broke it a couple times right here, and right here, I actually did put a limit order down here, a small one, because I'm not like super confident on this level right now. I just put a small limit order just in case it does go to the downside. I'm still holding this position. I'm still holding this position. I'm still holding this position. So we're watching this resistance giving us that trend line. If we could break above that, that'll be a signal that we might be heading up to the next Fibonacci retracement level at .294. If we break this one going to the downside, then I'll be looking at this level at .185, which I already have a limit order on just in case. Like I said, I've been trying to accumulate, so that's basically what I'm looking at. And then the other thing that I was looking at, there was a couple other lines. We had a downtrend like this. So in a downtrend, when we're moving down, we're looking at the tops, the resistance, because once we break that, then it's possible that we're starting a different trend. And that's kind of what we did. So we're going to go ahead and delete that, and we're going to look at the bottoms now that we're heading up. When we're heading up, we're looking at the bottoms, like here, support, support, support. We look at those bottoms, we get the trend line tool, and we line it up to those bottoms. If we break the bottoms going to the downside, then that's when we know the trend might be over. But we're also looking at this top and this bottom. It's possible that we're doing something like this for a while until we actually break going to the upside or to the downside to give us a better idea. But in the meantime, there are these other trends, something like that. And it does look like we're kind of testing it right now, going to the downside. Let's see if it can continue to move up. Let's see if it can continue to move up, or if it breaks going to the downside. I think we need to break this resistance going to the upside, and then we can start getting more confident on these levels, or even breaking this trend line right here that I was talking about earlier as well. Hopefully that makes sense. I think, like I was saying at the beginning, though, I think one of the big things, the main thing that I wanted to bring your attention today is that 9 moving average and how it's getting really close to the price, and it looks like we might be testing it. I think if we could break above that, that'll also be a good signal, and that kind of lines up right around that trend line. Let me know what you guys are thinking, though. Yeah, check out where we got support at, though. This is why you guys need to hit that subscribe button, because you guys want to follow along, and you guys can follow and see if I'm right or wrong. This is just my opinion, and this is just what I'm doing. Like I said, I put my money right here and these Fibonacci retracement levels in general. And if we zoom out, like I was talking about earlier, I was able to make some good trades in this area. These positions are losing value, yes, but in investing, it's all about time and trying to at least dollar cost average in a educated guess kind of thing. In my opinion, that's what I'm kind of trying to do, is make educated guesses on where I should dollar cost average. And check it out, we're getting support on right here. Let's see if we could break to the upside. If we break this going to the upside, or if we break this 9 moving average to the upside, you guys need to hit that subscribe button. If you guys like this video, though, and you don't want to subscribe, just hit that thumbs up, and that's cool too. All right, if you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up. And if you want to check out the last video where I was talking about this level right here and some of the other things, check it out right here. If you're new to trading, check out this playlist right here. I'll help get you started on TradingView, the website that I use to check out charts. All right, good luck, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.